Alright, we'll start from the beginning. Let me know if the volume's too quiet. I can turn it up. Seems like in Mega Man's world, having a tournament is a great idea. I love how abrupt this is. Mr. X starts taking over the world. Alright, let's do this. So Mega Man 6 has some cool features. It's the reason why I'm skipping to this one. Flame Man is the best place to start, and then you want to hit up Plant Man. The reason why is because the core feature of this game is that Rush is no longer a tool in this game. I don't know if you remember from the Mega Man 4 playthrough that your dog was like, it kind of took over the items from Mega Man 2. Come on, get out of here. There we go. Yeah, let's see if I can get used to playing Mega Man again. Should be like riding a bicycle. I played these games so many times that you would think that it wouldn't be an issue, but I'll just drop down there. No reason to risk the fire. So as you can see, there's this oil here, and it actually makes instant death fire, so you have to be kind of careful not to let them get too out of hand. Don't die. Okay, good. So the reason why Flame Man is the best place to start is because beating him gives you the Rush Power Adapter. Plus he's got one of the easiest stages in the game. Like normally I wouldn't say that you should follow any specific order in Mega Man, that's like one of the appeals of the game. But in Mega Man 6, two of the bosses give some really cool powers that make Mega Man 6 unique, so I definitely recommend at least going to those first two bosses first. Just so you can have as much time with those cool powers as much as possible. One of the reasons why I like Mega Man 2 more is that I don't really feel like there is a super optimal order in that game, at least besides go to Quick Man last is probably the best recommendation I can give there. Everyone else, Crash Man, you might want his weakness, but for the most part, there are only two levels that are really recommended to go later in your order. There isn't a best starting point in that game, in my opinion. Or at least it's more debatable. The next level I'll be going to, though, is kind of a difficult level. But I don't think that going to other levels actually makes it easier, so that makes it even more reason to go to that level early on. The free E-Tank there. Probably won't be using it for a little bit. At least not on this boss. We'll see how well my muscle memory gets me through this one. Nope, got the fire anyway. And he's gonna hit me. Don't knock me off the platform. Alright, probably gonna die at least once to this as I try and relearn his pattern. This is practically blind. I think it's been at least a year since I played this, although we did play Mega Man 4 and Mega Man 2 this year, so... So his pattern's a little bit weird. So like, he does that little ground flare thing, and it's just, don't move, and you'll be okay. Which is unusual for many bosses' patterns. But as you can see, he's not a particularly difficult boss. I'm probably going to die to him anyway because I didn't come in here with full HP. Yep, nope, first try. Mega Man 6 is overall a very easy game. Probably the easiest in the classic Mega Man series. which actually makes it a decently good recommendation for a starting point. The powers in this game are really strong, but also very boring. Like, that pillar doesn't last long enough to make it better than your... Oops, I just pushed the wrong button. Can you exit in this game? Nope, guess I'll just have to kill myself. Whoops. We'll go to the fastest way to... Actually, this is a good time to show off the power adapter. You know what? As long as we're here, let's just play through the level and get a freebie. E-tank. Apparently a few lives. So that's another thing you can do in this game that you couldn't in Mega Man 2. I think you can in Mega Man 4, or you can go back to old levels and grind out things like power-ups. So this football suit... Oh, I kind of skipped the animation because I'm kind of too used to doing that. Let me switch back to normal real quick and then... So Rush power adapter. Rush transforms and attaches himself to Mega Man, which makes it so all of your shots are punches. And then your charge shot is a close range punch, and as the name suggests, the advantage is that you do more damage with this. With both the power-ups that are in this game, there's this adapter, and we'll get the other one for the next level we'll do. You can't slide, so that's the disadvantage to having the bomb. To be honest, I don't know why there needed to be a disadvantage. I mean, already this has a disadvantage of being shorter range than your normal buster. And the other one has the disadvantage of not being able to charge your shots, so not being able to slide just seems kind of arbitrary at that point. I have a nasty habit of just keeping myself charged all the time. Might not be a bad habit. I think I can kill these things, yeah. So that's one of the tricks of the power adapter. Oops. I'm going to die this playthrough, probably because I'm playing with the power adapter. I don't have my range. I got the fire. I hit continue because I'm playing the Card Chronicles right now, and just a reflex. Wish I could stream that game, but for whatever reason I'm having difficulties like getting it to capture correctly. Oh, knock me into the fire, please. Punch to the face. So one cool thing about Mega Man 6 is that 4 of its levels actually have multiple pathways. So this is actually a Metroidvania. Okay, stage select is what I want. I didn't want to continue. So Plant Man's our next destination. Power Adapter is kind of worthless on this level because it is a very aerial level, and ironically the item that makes it easier to address things that are in the air is what you get from this level as a special bonus. I think that Plant Man's actually even weak to Flame Man, so it's like the developers were like, yep, these are the 2 levels you should go to first. No, actually, I don't know if I've ever tried to break that thing up there. If you hit the start button, you can skip the intro. It looks like there's a breakable block up there, but I don't know if it does anything. I don't know if there's any way to reach it, actually. I don't know why I'm suddenly noticing it on this playthrough. It's possible I noticed it before and just didn't do anything with it. Alright, we don't have the power adapter anymore because the range is garbage. These things take too many hits. Oops. This is when they started. So Mega Man 4 is really good for the charge shot because enemies still kind of took the same number of hits as everything else in the previous entries, but in this game they really started playing around with the idea that the charge shot should be your main method of attacking. Because of the screen limit of bullets, it's tempting to rapid fire this guy to try and keep him back, but what you really want to do is kind of space your shots so you don't accidentally have moments where you can't shoot quickly. I think that was the checkpoint, so something weird that Mega Man 6 did. So Mega Man 5, when you fire your fully charged blaster, it makes a sound. But in this game, for whatever reason, it makes the same sound as an uncharged shot. And I don't know if that was a programming issue, a space issue maybe, or if it was just a straight up error. They give you all of these weapon refills, which makes me think I should be using a weapon on these guys and I'm not. So the trick to doing no damage on this guy is just to keep him slightly distanced. Oh, and if you get him far enough back, then his spread shot doesn't hit you. So as I mentioned, this is actually one of the harder levels. It's possible that there's a weapon that might make those gorilla guys easier. But that's not the hard part of this level. Those guys are just annoying. I think this may actually be even the hardest level in the game. I don't know, we can assess that depending on how far we get today. Yeah, I can upload it to YouTube. I'll probably run it as unlisted though, just because all I have is the my Metroidvania review channel right now. I've actually been tempted to start another channel just for random crap, but I haven't had enough ideas to motivate me to think that that's worth it. We'll fish out of the pit problem. So this is the section of the level that, in my opinion, is what makes it the hardest level. Whoops. It's just a sudden spike in difficulty with the enemies coming out of the ground and the fish jumping at you, and you have those beetles flying at you. Whoops. See what I mean? If you're not careful, they'll knock you right out of the sky. Just too much is happening at once. But, enough practice, anything's not difficult, so... Just kind of have to be careful. Mega Man, classic Mega Man, one of the things about it is you can usually take your time and have to be fine. Which is a difference between it and Mega Man X. Always have to be careful about the knockback. Alright. One more fish. And here we go. If I remember correctly, this guy has a really easy pattern to exploit. I think he jumps when you jump. Let's see if I can remember. He might be... No, I don't think he's weak against fire. I think he's weak against ice. Whoops. Alright. If you time it just right... So he'll always jump away from you. So with that in mind, you just have to kind of manipulate his pattern. Again, the bosses in Mega Man 6, or Mega Man 6 is Probably the easiest Mega Man overall. Oops. Until I mess things up. Oh, apparently I've reset that pattern. Whoop. That's the thing about AIs. One more, come on. Don't do it. Don't do it. Okay. Don't lose it. Alright, that makes 2 bosses first try. Plant barrier. It's garbage barrier weapon. Barrier weapons, like wood shield was really good. It had weaknesses, but it was amazing because it didn't like break after something hit your shield. But you couldn't move while it was on. And after that, they started making shields where you could move while it was on, but it didn't really... it didn't really do much damage. It disappeared after one shot, and it was just kind of garbage. Then along came Mega Man 9, and Jewel Satellite's one of the best powers in the series. Like if I were to make a top 10 powers in the Mega Man series by power level, not by like my favorite or whatever. Can you switch weapons? Oh, you can't, darn. So in the Mega Man Anniversary Collection, you could change your weapons by pushing the shoulder buttons, but they apparently did not implement that in this version, which is the Steam version. Which is... I played the Anniversary Collection a lot on my PS2, and so I'm kind of used to those controls. I guess I'll just have to get a modded NES version sometime. I always like this music. 6 has some of my favorite music in the game. Oops. I don't think that's anything but a life or something, so no big deal. So there's something fun here. If you use the power adapter, which by the way we got another adapter, we should probably show that off. Oh, darn. The hockey pucks aren't here anymore. Alright, I'll use our flame blast to get through here. Alright, I think there might be a hockey puck coming up, so... When you hit them, they go flying with the power adapter. It's just kind of a neat, fun thing. Fun things are fun. As a kid, I used to think that the Mega Man transforming was the coolest thing ever. Yeah, we'll save Jeff for later when I actually need it. So this is this level's version of a mini-boss. And this is how I'm going to deal with it. We don't need those hit points. This is the checkpoint. We'll just die. They'll heal us. So this boat's kind of neat. Like your shots kind of move up and down based on the up and down of the ship. Got power adapter. Let's see, I think I can hit him if I fire while the ship is going up, but not with this weapon. Let's just get that the F-blast. I probably should be. Why is it not selecting down? My biggest enemy, the menu. I think I gotta slide down that. Oh. So that doesn't make any sense to me. You have to break that block with the power adapter for whatever reason. They also give out E-tanks like candy in this game. Like, it doesn't even take that much observation to see them. There probably shouldn't be power adapter since you can't slide in this mode. But we're just styling right now. Okay, so this is the jet adapter. We'll go ahead and let the transformation happen. That's what happens when you switch with another suit already on. So Mega Man gets sort of a double jump. It's kind of physics-based. So as long as you're holding the jump button, you'll ascend, but if you jump and then let yourself fall, you kind of have to beat gravity a little bit. Kind of fun. And if I were to pick a reason why I like Mega Man 6, it's because of these adapters. I was actually really disappointed when later games in the series didn't continue doing this. Mega Man 7 has something similar, but it works more like a double jump, where you just jump twice and just shoot you up. The way it worked in this game was neat. You can kind of hover. It's kind of cool. It's useless on bosses, as I'll demonstrate, because I only have half my bar and I'm just going to let myself die. But we'll find out if I can actually not no damage this guy, but get through him without dying. And no charge shots. It's useful for that. Unless you do that. And I got telefragged. Alright. I'm 95% positive his weakness is F-Blast, so let's go for it. So another neat thing about Mega Man 6 is that all the bosses were based off of, I think, worldwide submissions? And each boss represents a region of the world, so this is Canada. Because Canada is known for their hockey and submarines, apparently. Anyway, if the boss's weakness, you don't even have to try. Saudi Arabia was Flame Man, I think, and then I think Plant Man was Brazil, since I didn't talk about that when we were facing off of those bosses. It says where they are on their intro screen, so if I got that wrong, we could always just wind back the tape. So Windman, I believe, is China. Let's find out. Oh, I guess it doesn't say here. Well, anyway, there's pandas and stuff, I think, in this level, so if there's not pandas and stuff, then I'm wrong, but yeah, China is where Windman is supposed to be from. Just something neat that they did. I like how they give you an energy here. Like, I'm going to use it now, but the likelihood of you needing it at this point. Now, I'm kind of just going in random order at this point. I actually don't recommend doing this order because you can get beat in this game, which is something you could get in Mega Man 5 as well, but we didn't play that game, so you may not know who that is. But Pete's not very good in this game, so I'm not really like super, like there's no real reason to get him early on. But it is nice that you can get him early on. In Mega Man 5 you kind of had to beat all 8 levels in order to get him. In this one you only have to beat 4 levels to get him. But he's also not useful, so not that useful. He's not bad. Probably better than just using your regular buster. But that is not a good measuring stick for what makes a good weapon. Just waiting for the timing to be favorable for me. And that was very foolish. But I didn't actually get hit, so it's good. I should have gone up there to get the free E-Tank in this level. I think every level so far has had an E-Tank. There we go. Probably could use the health too. Okay. I think it's probably a good idea to just keep Jet on this level. Case in point. Except I can't slide through that. Oh, I guess I could have gone through the bottom. fast killing him. I like how this enemy is basically a reskin of a previous game's enemy that was like a vending machine type thing. Like, you know those, what are they called? I want to say they're called gotchas, actually, but in Japan they have these little vending machines that have toys in them that have balls that contain the toy. We have them in the US as well. They're apparently really popular in Japan, though. At least that's what video games would lead me to believe. Whether or not it's true is something that a native Japanese person would have to confirm for me. There. Let's see, are we using energy this level? Nope. I actually don't even know if I have Windman's weakness, I just kind of came to this level. I'm trying to remember what... One of the bosses is actually one of the more difficult bosses, Tomahawk Man. And he's not a bad choice to go to, because he has an item that's very useful. What is this guy's weakness? I think it might be Tomahawk Man, actually, but we'll just use our Charge Buster. Typical wind-based boss. Doesn't hold a candle to the difficulty that Airman gives you, though. But the whole suck you in with his fan thing, common trope in the Mega Man series. Windstorm. And it's a ground-based tornado. It doesn't even kill enemies. It makes them fly away, which is... They take their items with them, so... Okay, what is Tomahawk Man's weakness? I think it might be Yamato Man? No. Yamato Man beats Nightman. Tomahawk Man is beat by... And we'll just go Tomahawk Man. Pretty sure Tomahawk Man beats the guy I just beat, but as you saw, he's not really hard enough to worry about his weakness. So, Tomahawk Man is the US Robot Master, and when you do the US, of course you're going to do the Wild West, because that's what we're known for the most. I'll tell you what, I grew up in the Wild West, and it looks nothing like this. Actually, it looks exactly like this. Who am I kidding? And if you go to, like, Yuma, Arizona, then you'll even see the cowboy hats. I want to test some of these shield attackers. Yeah, you can just break them with your power adapter, which is nice. So something neat about these things, I think they're weak against Plant Barrier. So we really haven't used any powers because they're not very good. So there's something that Plant Barrier does. So I fired that 4 times just now, and I'm more than halfway down my weapon bar. It's so hard to use weapons in this game because they're so weak, and you have 2 really cool rush adapters. This is what I was saying about the windstorm making them fly away. Right now I'm just showing weapons to show them. So if you need things like energy drops or whatever, buy. Not that they have screws in this game like they do in... Oh my gosh, how many 18s do I have now? 7? Okay. That's going to make this game really easy. Easier than it usually is. Alright, so this is one of those split paths I was talking about. I think this level has 3 split paths. It's kind of crazy. Anyway, you need jet adapter in order to get this one. See, Metroidvania. You have to go in a different path sometimes. This is really just for power-ups. So this is the most disappointing thing about Mega Man 6, is that this is the closest thing to a challenge based on the jet adapter that this game gets. And I think we need to get more plant barrier. That may actually be Tomahawk Man's weakness, but I don't remember. It wouldn't be very good to use on him from a hit him standpoint, so... It's funny that I don't remember the weaknesses. That tells you how much you actually need them to defeat the bosses. But I use them on this thing because this thing's just annoying otherwise. And it takes 4 shots. Still, it's better than however many buster shots. So this split path's a little bit annoying. So if you come this way, then you can get a special item, which totally makes this game a Metroidvania. Because there's a collectible that is in a hidden pathway that you can only access with a special power. Come on, there we go. The short range makes that a little bit precarious. So you get your token Proto Man appearance. I don't think he shows up again. He might. So anyway, if you continue on this way, then you get the false Tomahawk Man boss, and you don't get the reward for beating the true Tomahawk Man boss. So you kind of have to backtrack to come back over here to get this pathway, since this is the true pathway. So the final 4 bosses that we have not faced yet each have a split path in their stage. One of them leads to the boss, but you don't get any extra reward, and then one of them leads to the boss, and then after you beat the level, you get a letter, and I think it just spells beat. And getting all of those letters lets you acquire the beat weapon. And we'll see when we get it. I don't have enough plant barrier to even test if that's his weakness, so we'll just go for it with the regular buster. I should pull out my phone and look up the weakness order so I can show off their weaknesses. So this may be the hardest Robot Master in the game. I know that he's like one of the hardest to do no damage on, just because I watch Rowan Mithrill's no damage videos. I don't remember the trick he came up with. But as you can see, even being the hardest boss in the game, possibly, you still have more than enough hit points to just beat him. Beat B parts and the silver T. Stage select. And we beat Tomahawk Man. Let's just go in order, I guess. Centaur Man's got my favorite level and favorite song, so we'll go him last. I like Mega Man 6. I think it's a good game. But the challenge level kind of makes it hard for me to call it my favorite. Alright, we got our first split path. I think this level has kind of a double helix style pathway. Like, I don't think this leads to the true boss or anything. So something cool about going to a level after you've already beaten it in this game, at least these 4 levels that have extra rewards. Pay attention to the color that this level is, and I'll come back here just to show you. Oops. In fact, this is a level that we could totally just go through twice, just to show off both pathways. But they changed the color palette, of course it's in tank, for the level the second time you go back to it. So you kind of have this orange and green aesthetic for this level. And I think it turns into gold and blue. But I'll do it immediately after we beat this level just to show off that feature. And that's true of Tomahawk Man's level as well, and all the other ones where there's a secret exit. In fact, we're going to go through the bad exit this time just to show that off. I think even the watercolor changes, but don't quote me on that. We're not going to go through this pathway, so I'm not going to be able to prove it, but... So, from a design perspective, at least from a macro perspective, this is my favorite level in the game, just because you could play it twice and basically get 2 levels out of it. From a, challenging level design perspective, it's pretty standard for this game. And that's okay. I think that guy's called like Ben 10 or something like that. That's his official name. Which is kind of a weird name for an enemy that's supposed to be like a Japanese Yamato thing. Okay, I think this boss's weakness might be Windstorm. We're going to try and do a weakness on this one. We'll see if it works. He seems kind of grounded, so... Now he goes up in the air. How much did that do? Just 1? Okay, that's not his weakness. Let's try Plant Barrier. Nope, that is doing absolutely nothing. Tomahawk? You do not like Tomahawk. That makes sense. From a projectile standpoint. Yep. Spent too much time trying to figure out his weakness. Worst part is we get to fight him twice. Probably would have just been better off facing off with it with the Mega Buster. Let's try not to get hit by every attack. We're going to try and beat him without using the Tomahawk next time. You get the Y Spear. And it's not very good. The cool thing about Y Spear is that it pierces shield, so like shield attackers. Alright, so as I mentioned, the level's color changed. We now have a yellow and blue aesthetic, just like I said. So it's just kind of a cool... So not only can you go through this level twice, but it also changes the palette. So it's like a whole new level. And we didn't go this way, so we get to see what this is like. I think the Y Spear might be good against these guys, ironically. Nope. One other thing about the Y Spear is I think it's just generally more powerful than your Buster. So that gives it an advantage. I don't know, maybe I'll gain an appreciation for Y Spear on this playthrough. So those explosions are funny, and watch. Oops. I'm still scared of them even though I know that they're not that powerful. So you have to be hit directly by the ball in order to take damage from them. The blast radius is a lie. It's kind of funny. And now we have 9 E-Tanks, so I guess next time I'm close to dying on a boss, I might as well just use one. Oh, you can even hit those guys in the legs. Gosh. Those are a scary enemy in Mega Man 5, and I think that's the only place that they show up in this game. All the weapons use way too much energy in this game. Some of the many weaknesses of Mega Man 6. Mega Man 6 could have been the best one in the series, I think, with these cool transformation powers. I don't know where you could get the transformation powers in order to make it like really special for the game. Like, I almost feel like you should be able to start with the powers to really help make this game unique compared to its Mega Man 4 and 5. Wow, I was trying to slide, and I guess I wasn't holding the down button hard enough. Is that my first death that wasn't on a boss? That's funny. Let's see, there's no way to skip this guy, is there, besides just damage taking through him. Well, that is what we'll do. Because I'm not fighting your toys. I love, one of the cool things about having robots as enemies is that you can have enemies that are just heads on springs. It's like Dr. Wily's just like, oh man, he gets hurt by contact damage, so we can just do whatever the heck we want. Alright, let's see how this boss goes using just the Buster. You get a slightly different arena when you fight him in his true arena too, so if you do end up doing both. Just kind of neat little design things. You know what? I think this is the hardest boss in the game, not Tomahawk Man. Tomahawk Man was easy. Actually, it looks like if you keep your distance, you have a much easier time not getting hit. Oop. I could have used one of those E-tanks, but I had a streak of confidence, sparkle of confidence in my eye. BE parts. So this is, I think this might be the first Mega Man game where they show the power during the weapon get screen. I think it, Mega Man 7, they just kind of explain it with text what the power does. And then I think it became a standard after that to kind of show the power off before turning you loose. They're so generous with pickups in this game. I actually don't have a problem with them being generous with those pickups. I forgot that those guys just died when you punched them. That was a horrible short hop. Okay, so how these guys are supposed to go is you hit them and then you have to shoot their head. So the power adapter allows you to subvert that, but as you saw, it doesn't really matter anyway. Okay, that's a real short hop right there. And just wait. So my question is why did Nightman even lower the spike or raise the spikes after lowering them? And it seems to me like Mega Man would just be stuck. Of course, he can teleport, so maybe he could just teleport past it. But then that raises the question why Mega Man doesn't just teleport past everything. And not that this is a difficult challenge, but I'm doing this anyway. The less time you spend around spikes, the better. Come on. Oh, scroll the other one back on the screen. There. I just noticed that they made a smiley face with the chain links there. Oh, so I never told you what that power adapter is, so you can see on the bottom of the screen that thing that Proto Man gave you. What it does is that when you are not switched to a Robot Master weapon, it will distribute any weapon power-ups that you pick up to any weapons that you're not equipped with, if that makes any sense. So these guys are funny. These are the nerds. You shoot their glasses off and they get angry. I wear glasses, by the way, so I'm allowed to. I'm allowed to call them nerds. Alright, so boss room right there. Secret boss room is right here. So that is what you would call a wasted opportunity. I feel like this game probably had some trouble development, and that's why some of it feels incomplete. I think the Super Nintendo was out when this game was released, so it was one of the later NES games. So it's possible they were like well underway working on Mega Man X when this game came out. I think that may be the story. So this boss is interesting. His shield actually works, so you have to wait until he attacks before you're able to do it, which actually makes him one of the harder bosses to do with the Mega Buster. Anyway, I mentioned that if you just keep your distance, then you can kind of get your shots in. I mentioned that the Yamato Spear pierces shields, so that's his weakness. You just take advantage of his shield piercing ability. Whoops. I'm having a hard time sliding today for some reason. I think you might be able to hit him while he's jumping. Oops, come on. For some reason, at least I didn't jump into him. I'm actually really surprised that didn't, that worked out. Good beginner's Mega Man game if you are looking for a Mega Man game to start with. Beta parts. I like how they scroll the night weapon off the screen during that demonstration, which completely subverts showing off one of its nicer features. That you're not just shooting a mace, but that the mace comes back to you. I'm going to demonstrate that now. So I don't know why they did that. Although it does demonstrate that you can scroll off the screen, so I guess that could be useful for some enemies. I have no idea when that would ever be useful. So we're going to use the jet adapter for most of this level. I really like the music in this level. It's my favorite music in the game. And this level is supposed to be Greece. Where's Chief? Okay, my button totally did not work there. I'm a little worried now. Luckily it wasn't anything, like, terrible situation-wise. And I think I could have used the wind adapter to get past that quickly. But I don't use the Robot Master weapons often enough in this game to remember what they all are, so I didn't think quickly enough to actually use in that situation. And this is why I use the power adapter, or the jet adapter. Tease. Put my head on the stick and just drop it in the pit. I'm a fan of getting lives because Like many people, I don't like having to continue from the beginning of a level if I could avoid it. Speaking of which, how many lives do I have? Only 3? I've not been doing as well on that as we have with E-Tanks. So this is kind of trippy. But I like it. Oh gosh, spikes everywhere. So you're going to have to use the water physics to jump that gap if you didn't have the jet adapter. But why wouldn't you have the jet adapter at this point? For some reason, these guys from Flame Man stage are here. And I think we have Eddie. What do you got? Oh. He heard that I was talking about how I didn't have enough of those. Flame Blast, I think is the best. Nope. Let's try the Wind Blast. What the? It doesn't just drop in front of you? Yeah. Alright, back to jet adapter. So there's a guy who has a really good Let's Play of this, if you want to see somebody more entertaining than I am. Nathaniel Hoover goes by Gemini Laser, and he makes a lot of effort to use Robot Master weapons at any point that they would be even remotely useful, and it makes for a very entertaining run. He experiments with it a little bit. Shows that the weapons can be good, but as I am demonstrating here, you kind of don't need them. So just like with Nightman's level, this is where the split is, at the end of the level. As much as I like this level and like the music, I think it should have been one of those first 4 levels that doesn't have a split. I don't remember what colors this level changes to. So, being a horse, this boss, your best bet is the Nightman's weapon. Oops. Don't shoot him while he has invincibility frames, it's a waste of weapon ammo. I'm gonna let him do his power. Come on, do your power. Alright, fine, no. He's the time-stopping boss. Like Flash Man or Bright Man. Unfortunately, he doesn't give you a time-stopping power. Apparently they decided that that was too OP or something. Because they haven't had a time-stopping power in Mega Man since. I don't even think fan games have attempted to put it in there. So anyway, it doesn't stop time, it just hurts everything on the screen in a very fast and flashy way. So now that we've spelled out Beat, we can now summon Beat, and we'll show that off in the first level here. So the reason why Beat isn't very good in this game is, first off, it's not as powerful as it was in Mega Man 5. Like, it was really good in Mega Man 5. But furthermore, because you have a screen-clearing power with Flash Man, Beat's kind of redundant. So anyway, you summon a bird. You can't charge your shots while in this mode, but he attacks enemies for you. I think that one of the advantages of Beat in this game... Yeah, he can't even kill like the ground enemies, and he could in Mega Man 5, I think. And I may be wrong about that. So this is a situation where Beat's useful. But I could have also used Centaur Man's power. So basically it's like having a power like Centaur Man's, but you have a second weapon energy bar, essentially. More ammo, I guess, is what Beat's good for. This might be a situation where Beat would be helpful. I don't know if he would go past the thing there, but... Dun dun dun. So, bump, bump, bump. Oops. So if you go this way, you get 4 1-ups. If you go up, you get an E-Tank. Normally I would say that the E-Tank is the best option, but We need more 1-ups than we need E-tanks, but I'm probably gonna mess up my short hop here. Or not. This is actually one of the secrets that has always haunted me, even when I was a kid. Okay, that was sticky controls right there. I totally hit the jump button there. One, two. I may just give up on this one. No sense in wasting lives trying to get lives. But now I'm sure you're all very curious what's inside there. There we go. So let's show off the better beat. Bye. Faster. And surprisingly, I think this weapon doesn't even use that much. Okay, that used about, is that a fifth? Maybe a sixth of the bar? I think there's 24 lines on each bar in this game. I think that's what the number is. Alright, so jump, 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 jump. I'm not doing it right. There's an easy way to do this. So trying to short hop it is kind of suicidal. Put on the jet adapters. Okay, something's definitely sticky with my controls there. I totally hit the button there. So the tricky part about this is you have to break that glass, which means you have to use the power adapter. We'll give it 2 more tries, and if I don't make it, then we'll just move on with the normal pathway. I don't want to waste too much time on this. Okay, that one doesn't count. Okay, alright, that one does count. Last try. So the other option is that you can try to short hop after you break the first line there, but you also risk falling quite a bit there and hitting yourself in the spikes and all kinds of stuff. So this is the treasure trove of goodies to start off your Mr. X Castle tour. And here is the big prize, 4 lives. Which is double what you would get by default. I think that puts us at 7 lives? 7 lives. So this is a fun boss to use the power adapter on. I think that its weakness is Yamato gun, but using the power adapter is just so much more fun. Oop. If I can actually aim correctly. So you just knock them back and forth. Not hard, just fun. Except that I'm really messing it up. But not messing it up enough. So, speaking of Nathaniel Hoover's video, he complains that you don't go to the cool saucer on this level, or maybe it was one of the other games, but I agree with him. It seems like that would be a cool place to go, and that's not where you go. So this level is memorable to me because I watched Roman Mithril's perfect damage runs. where he goes through the level without taking a single hit, and the boss of this level is a nightmare for perfect damage. Oops. Okay, good. Thought I never did that hop there. Yeah, I don't think you can get across that without the jet adapter. So the unique feature of this level is that it's completely horizontal. It doesn't go up or down, which is very rare for a Mega Man game. It's also a very short level. Pretty sure we're almost there. Just get past this guy. We got a little ways to go. It's an interesting thought to... Okay, now now I have 9 lives. What the heck? The drops just saved me. Let's see if I can keep that way. It's an interesting idea since Mega Man has never done this kind of level before, where it's just a straight shot horizontal level. Okay, so the reason why this level is a nightmare on no damage buster only challenge mode is because using only the buster on this boss is a lot of waiting, because you have to wait till he comes down to your level, and so you have to dodge all these rocks because you're not allowed to take any damage. But if you have the Tomahawk gun and you're willing to use weapons, you can just stand in the corner and do this and hope that you don't have to use an E-Tank. Because I was not being careful at all. Because I was bragging about how easy it is with the boss weapon. And he was. I was right, because I didn't die. This is actually some people's favorite Mega Man game, and I can see why. I think the jet adapter is just really cool. I think this might be a dead end. I think I may have taken the wrong way. Yep, I did. Oh, but we got an E-Tank that we don't need. So worth going if you don't happen to have 9 E-Tanks. Like, even if you're not playing that well, you can totally just use all those E-Tanks that I've found so far. This guy, I don't like this guy. He takes too long to kill. Let's see if I can kill with the Night Crusher. Maybe? I don't have to play jet battle with him. Ooh, what I really want is some weapon energy refills so I can get back all that Tomahawk energy I used. Alright. This is why I say that you should just be able to charge with the jet adapter, because switching there, not really, like, interesting. I mean, technically, I guess I could try and bypass that thing instead of trying to kill it, but... And technically, I could try and go through here without the jet adapter. But, you know, it's the only game that has it, so... Or at least it has it in this style. So, it's just... Why would I not want to use the jet adapter? Okay. Down, 2 down. Take a flame shower. And as a kid, making those jumps over the spikes, always a problem. Still make mistakes as an adult. Much easier with practice. Surely there must be something nice. Okay, it was an E-Tank. Going this direction since you have to break through all these barriers. Another thing Nathaniel Hoover does that I don't really have the advantage of being able to do because I'm not video editing this, is he'll show off the different pathways of each level that you can go in case you want to see every corner of this game. He kind of demonstrates the color changing aspect of the levels like I did, but he doesn't like show any of the full level playthroughs, which honestly is just a different color, so it's not really a huge deal. There may be other Let's Players that show that off, if you're curious what the whole level looks like in a different color. Can. And we could use the energy. Oh. Ooh, that was close. I almost died there. I don't remember this boss that well. What's his weakness? Let's try the Y-Spear. Nope. Not the Y-Spear. In fact, that's worse than most things. Maybe it's the Knight? Nope. This? Nope. Alright, charge attacks it is. This is basically the Wily 2. You know, I was trying to slide underneath those bullets, but apparently they just go over my head anyway, so why am I worried? This is like the Wily 2 machine, except that you can actually dodge the attacks, even though I'm not. And that's why I don't remember that boss. Alright, here it is, the final level, Mr. X. We all know that's not the final level. We haven't seen Dr. Wily yet. You can't have Mega Man without Dr. Wily. I think you can be clever and just kind of go up the right side here. I'm so clever. I'm still gonna do it. Let's just not overdo it. Okay. I got plenty of lives to spare. Let's use a few of them. Goodness. These gamble slides. At least you can turn around when you're sliding in this game. But clearly the pathway that has the breakable blocks is always going to be the best pathway. And we still have 90 tanks. Just double checking, making sure. These are cool. You can block these pathways off by shoving them with your power adapter. Still have to deal with at least one bird though. Which kind of defeats the purpose in my opinion. Of course it allowed me to slowly get through that jump, so there's that. Darn birds. This is a situation where beat might be helpful, but we're going to use this instead. See, you don't even need the shield power because you can just do that. Plant barrier is just terrible in this game. If I made a top 10 worst Mega Man powers, it probably 9 or 10. It's definitely worse, but it might make the top 10. Of course, skull barrier is basically as bad. Alright. So, split pathway here. You can come up here and get some goodies, or you can go to the right and not get goodies. And considering you had all the powers at this point, zero reason to come or go any other direction besides this way. Go. Alright, you can just suicide, that's cool. Getting our lives back. Oh, there's another one. I don't even think this one will count because I think... Okay, maybe I wasn't at the max. Yeah, you guys need to just explode. There. And another E-Tank. So this is a decision point. I can block off this pathway to get rid of the birds, but then I lose my ability to get that E-Tank that I totally need. It's actually sort of interesting if you actually needed the E-Tank. And we're aware that you could block the pathways. Let's go ahead and get out beat. We'll give him some air. So, Castlevania The Card Chronicles 1 and 2, if you get hit while you're grounded, then you don't get knockback, which is kind of an interesting mechanic in my opinion. Oh, it still makes the noise when you... Okay, just stop it. You make that jump. I think it's kind of neat. And I keep thinking that mechanic applies to this game, and it does not. If you get hit while you're grounded in this game, you will be knocked off the platform. And it's Dr. X. Totally not Dr. Wily Man. And it's a punching bag. Oop. And you have to have your timing right. So they did some clever things with the powers, or with the brush adapters in this game. Mainly with the power adapter. The jet adapter is a little underutilized, I think. Just a thing that makes the game easier. Oh, jump button didn't work again. There we go.
My scheme for world domination has failed, but I still have enough power to destroy you.
Oh no! Who knew?
Let the final battle begin.
I like his Japanese style castle in this game. Little pagoda. How are we doing on this? I think we're only an hour and 15 minutes into the game at this point. I'd say that we probably have about half an hour left. Which means that my kids won't be sleeping in too much. Oops. I think I can use this to kill him while he's open. Nope. Nope, apparently not. This is a situation where Beat might actually win. Come on, get him, get him, get him. Good. Why didn't I just switch to jet adapter from the beginning there? I could have solved both problems without wasting any weapon energy. I'll use the excuse that I'm tired. That one works for everything, right? Oh gosh. Sometimes you just have to balance patience with not taking damage. So something more with these fans would have really helped make the jet adapter kind of a fun, fun challenging item in this game rather than just a, well, I missed the secret pathway, but we don't need what's in there because we're already full on everything. Off to the right there, I don't know if you saw on that previous screen. If you're watching this on YouTube, then just rewind a little bit there. So these fans, like the way they push you up and down and how your fan can, or your jet adapter can kind of work against it, or something like this is really kind of cool. They needed more of this. Okay, well, apparently it's challenging enough to have caught me. That is not the power I want. Just fly past all this time. And actually make the secret passageway this time. Because I can complain all I want about how unchallenging this game can be, but I will subvert that challenge by taking a secret passageway at every opportunity. Because that is how I roll, apparently. Okay, so I think... Oh, it's a good idea to stand right there just so you can refuel. And not use all your power here, and then barely make it. Oh, nope, I didn't make it. It's actually a little tougher to get into than I remember. There, I'm just not playing very well right now, as we can see. Alright, this is a good time to show off Flash. Bye. Because that's what I was doing. I was showing it off, not subverting that challenge. I like how that guy starts facing the wrong direction. Like, who taught that guy to... Oh gosh. Who taught that guy to operate that gun? Alright, well at least I have one more shot to get that secret passageway. I actually haven't been playing with the jet adapter enough this playthrough to get used to its physics again. Too many things on the screen at once. Okay. Okay, so that fan will pull you all the way up into the spikes. It's funny. I had a nearly flawless playthrough, and I spent like, what, 10 minutes on this one part? And when I say flawless, I don't mean like no damage or anything. I mean like not dying a lot. Definitely not optimized by any means. Oh, that was slick. Not intentional, but slick. Let's just kill this thing before we try and go through there. Or we can just go past it. Okay, so this one we want to drop. We want to start... There we go. You need to start slowing your descent about there. Okay. This is like the entrance to the secret passage in X Castle 1. We already have fully tanks, so no need to spend time doing that. That seems really challenging to get into for the reward. I do like this one though. Like those health ups seem like they're really hard to get. There needs to be something that lets me kill those guys faster. I don't know, there might be, I just haven't experimented enough, I guess. Actually, I think the Tomahawk would be a good thing to use in this one. Bye, octopus robot. Yeah, like all these guys are facing the wrong direction. Why are they pointing their guns at the boss's room? Are they supposed to be protecting the boss? So this boss is memorable to me for one reason, and one reason only. Because it's another one where you can shoot the platforms back. At least I thought you could. What the heck? There we go. Like, was that Mandala effect? What's going on here? It doesn't do that much damage, but it's just kind of a cool thing you can do. It might be safer. Than doing it the normal way, which is riding up and shooting him in the face. Because I don't think he can actually hit you. I think his fireballs are designed to try and catch you as you're jumping up. I'm not sure why he shoots down ever. So, not the most interesting way to fight this boss. Interesting from a mechanic standpoint, not interesting from a execution standpoint. I like the idea that you can punch those things back to him. In fact, every situation where you can use the power adapter to knock things away is cool, and I think that they should have done more of it. That is the theme of this playthrough. Is they should have done more of it. Of whatever. Let's see. Get up, get up. Usually those shield attackers don't go through ladders. Secret passage this way. And I don't remember that there's much... Oh, you can shoot those things from the top. That's cool. If you can hit them. Apparently there's a nice big hitbox in the back. That's nice. Or, yeah, just getting all their shields down from the left. Oh, I should have gotten that. Dang it. Oh well. Who's weak against that fire thing again? Let's just get rid of these guys with the flash. Gone in a flash. Oh gosh. Apparently I have to zap him twice. And now he's back. Great. I want that energy up there, but I don't want to hit my head on the spikes, and I'm probably going to, given my luck this playthrough. When I say luck, my utter lack of skill. So I'm not going to try. I don't remember who this boss is. That is why. He's about as generic as it gets. Is he the Y Spear? Oops. Looks like it. Is that doing 2? Looks like it's doing 2. Let's go ahead and use an E-Tank. I don't feel like loading again. Wait, he gets right up in your face if you let him. So basically this is the gorilla tank, except harder. From Plant Man's level. I don't know if Y Spear was the best thing to use on that guy. Probably just want to use the Buster to keep him back. I don't remember what the next boss is either. This may just be the rematch room. Whoa! Why aren't those fans in Windman's level? I've got my E-Tank back. Let's get the jet adapter out just to mitigate my mistakes here. I want that. I want that. Good. And I want that. But you're in the way. It seems kind of pointless to use a power to kill you when I'm trying to refill powers. Let's get rid of this fan and refill my energy. Okay. Trying to get chomped by that fish. Wow, that worked out really well for me. Always nice when the RNG is favorable. Yep, this is the rematch area. And now I'm going to be spending this whole time trying to remember where everybody's boss weakness is, because I think I beat everybody using the Buster just now. What is this guy? It's gotta be Flame Man. I think I used Flame Man on this guy, actually. Okay, they have really long... really long invincibility frames in this game. Come on. Not off to a great start. Hopefully the next boss is easier so I can refill completely. Not that I don't have plenty of lives. This guy's weakness, it has to be the wind power. Yes, it is. It makes the most sense based on his pattern. Even if it doesn't necessarily make sense from a fire standpoint. This Mega Man 2, some of the bosses actually got healed by different powers that you used on them. I think Mega Man 1 had the same thing. Tomahawk Man. What is your weakness? Maybe it is the plant barrier. Doesn't seem like the best thing to use on him. Maybe it is. It's all gone now. Plant barrier. You are top 10 bad worthy. Oh gosh. Let's go ahead and just use E-Tanks. Why not? Why not? We got him. We're not working on any achievement to not use E-Tanks, and some of the newer Mega Man games have that. Wow. I did mention that he's probably the hardest in the game. I'm also not trying hard enough. Windman, what's your weakness? It's not the blizzard, is it? Is it the blizzard? It might be. Let's give it a shot. Nope. Not that. You know what? This boss is easy enough. I'm just going to do it normally. Maybe it's the flash. Let's try the flash. Yep, it's the flash. Crap. Let's go. It's the C-Tank just to... Because I pause right when I'm about to be hit. Honestly, I think it's just better to use the Mega Buster on this guy. And we're fully healed. Next, Centaur Man. Let's see if he'll actually get to use his power this time. Yep. I don't remember the trick to avoiding damage on no damage mode, or if you're doing no damage. I think that there's like, to manipulate his AI, you have to stand at certain points in the room. And we'll actually use this guy's weakness this time, instead of just bustering him. Pierce that shield. Oh. Okay. Every once in a while it seems like the controls just fail. Totally messed up my slide there somehow. I've heard that it is a complaint in this game, that there is an actual inherent control issue in this game. It's never been so pronounced that... Okay, this guy's the one who's weak against the blizzard. Oops. Which makes sense, he's a plant, I guess. Worst weapon in the game. Easiest pattern in the game. You are just so useless, Plant Man. Woodman's better than you. Oops. Oh, for that matter, basically anybody from Mega Man 2 is a better boss than this game. Pattern-wise, challenge-wise, etc. And you are weak against the Tomahawk. Which I may not want to overdo, because I think that the Wily machine is weak against Tomahawk. Considering I fought you 3 times, I should have done a lot better than that. Oh, yeah, that's right. You just jump straight to the next level on this game. It's almost like they were trying to make this game really easy. It seems really odd that they would have done that, because it seems like the people that would be most interested in this game would have been the Mega Man fans. Given that the Super Nintendo was already out, they should have made this like the hardest game of the bunch. But like I said, I think it probably had a troubled development. And maybe back in that time, the Mega Man fans didn't want a hard game. And it's the Wally Stomper. I think you do more damage. I think it goes without saying that you do more damage with the power adapter, but you can't slide, so it makes it a precarious thing to try. So the ground is moving, so I'm constantly having to adjust for that. Alright, and then I think his pattern gets a little more erratic. I think this is where Tomahawk Man comes in. No, I think it's Night Crusher. Yeah. Now when he hits the ground, he freezes me if I'm on the ground at the same time. If I remember correctly, this is fairly easy boss to no damage, but clearly I'm not doing that. Oh gosh, he does a lot of damage on that. It's all about manipulating AI when you're going through these games without taking any damage. And also not being terrible at dodging. I think the complaint on this boss is that without charge shots it just takes forever. I don't know why I keep jumping, because it doesn't seem like I need to. He seems to take damage anyway. Oops. Alright, let's not overestimate or underestimate how much damage he does this time. Okay, he does have invincibility frames, so I can't just smash him. 95% positive that one of these forms, the weakness is Tomahawk. Okay, so every time he jumps, he changes the direction the floor moves. That's kind of neat. Alright, let's go ahead and grab the E-Tank. Oops. Just to top off. And let's end this. Yeah, I think this is why Tomahawk Man was... oops. So Mega Man 5 has a thing called an M-Tank, which allows you to refill your weapon energy during a boss fight. And this game dropped that for some reason. In later games, they replaced it with a W-Tank, which of course stands for weapon. And it's just super useful for situations like this when it would have been really slow to use just the Buster. Dr. Wily been reading. Triumphant at last, Mega Man arrested the notorious Dr. Wily and brought him to justice. Sentenced to prison for his crimes. Dr. Wily now rules over a prison cell and breaks out next week in Mega Man 7. So that was Mega Man 6. You heard me complaining about all of its weaknesses throughout the entire playthrough. I like it. It's still one of my favorites, just because I like the jet adapter so much. I really need to find like an amazing ROM hack of this game that kind of uses that level design. Weirdly, though, Mega Man 6 didn't seem to be one of the more popular games to ROM hack. Mega Man 4, I think, is probably the most popular. I don't know what makes Mega Man 4 so popular as a ROM hacking option. It seems like 6 would be a no-brainer. It might have something to do with that control issue that I was talking about. I think that some people were saying that sometimes your controls just don't register. And it seems that way. I don't like blaming my controls when I mess things up, but it does sometimes feel that way in this game. So that may be why it's not popular for hacking. But it should be hacked. Or at the very least, they should put the jet adapter in Mega Man 4 or something. I've seen them do some amazing things with Mega Man 4. There's one called Mega Man 4 Minus Infinity. That would be a fun one to stream sometime, and that would be mostly blind. I've watched playthroughs of it, but I've never actually sat down and played it. They do some crazy things in that game. It's probably the biggest love letter to Mega Man as a whole, as far as the ROM hacking community goes. There's a lot of good ROM hacks out there. But 4 and 2 are the ones that people like hacking the most for some reason. 2 sort of makes sense because it has more speedrunning strategies than the later games. They fixed a lot of the glitches that people exploit, and people who enjoy difficult Mega Man apparently like the glitches, so Mega Man 2 has a little bit of personality that I think they wanted to maintain. So anyway, I should seek out a good ROM hack, but of course I have so many other things to do that I haven't had time to do it. I've actually played a lot of the Mega Man fan games that have come out. A lot of good ones out there. But anyway, overall, Mega Man 6, good game, good starting point. Jetpack is fun. Probably the easiest Mega Man game as far as the NES games go. If I were to make a Mega Man tier list, it'd probably be underneath 5 in my opinion. A lot of people don't like 5. There's a lot of things I like about 5. With, of course, 2 and 9 being way ahead. 2, 9, and 4. One thing Mega Man 6 really has going for it, though, is the music. This is a Nathaniel Hoover joke, but this game was planned by 613 turkeys, so that was why there's so many issues with it. I recommend watching his playthrough. He gets better with every new video that he puts up, and being number 6 in the series, he's really refined his style by the time he made his Mega Man 6 playthrough. So if you're ever bored, definitely check it out. Gemini Laser. He hasn't really made any Mega Man content for years, but he does have another streaming channel if you wanted to see more of his content. But I think that is where I'm going to stop. Thank you for watching, and I will put this up on YouTube just for you. And we'll see you later.